G'day, Starlo here. I've come out in the last rays of the dying sun to try and do something fairly difficult this evening. I've set myself the goal of trying to catch a mulloway or jewfish from the shore on a hard-bodied lure, on a baitcaster, in my own backyard. I don't really like my chances all that much. It's not something that happens here very often, but I'm going to give it a go. This is probably one of those things that will never actually make it onto YouTube, but I'll give it a crack. And if I don't get one this evening, I'll be very surprised if I do. I'll give it a couple more goes. We'll see if we can put something together. I've got a few different lures I'm going to try. I'm actually going to run one of the old Shimano wax wings. Do you remember those? I heard a bit of a whisper on the grapevine that a few people have been catching dewies on them up and down the coast, land-based. So I'll throw that for a little while, and then I've got a couple of other lures I might try as well. I'm only going to fish about probably half an hour or so into the dark. I won't give this very long. The tide's just about to turn and start to push in. The level's already rising, but it's still running out, as much because we've had a fair bit of rain recently as anything else. But it will start to push in from the ocean pretty soon, and I'm hoping that might be the magic moment. I can reach some fairly deep water from where I am, cast out into 6 to 8 metres of water, so who knows? They should be out there. Whether I can catch one is another thing altogether. I'm running a Shimano Curado 300 baitcaster reel on a 7-foot 10-inch Anarchy heavy baitcaster rod, and I'm spooled up with 30-pound braid connected to a 30-pound mono leader, so I'm not mucking around. If I do happen to get really lucky and pin a decent dewey, I'd love to be able to land it. And with reef, boat moorings, navigation buoys and various other structure not too far away, that'll mean taking the fight to the fish from the opening bell. Any long runs are very likely to end in disaster, with me being unable to follow the hooked fish. I'm pretty happy with my lure choice. The old wax wing's got a nice action and it casts well. This is a low percentage game, and I accept that I'll probably need to put in a lot of casts, but that's okay. Most worthwhile goals don't usually come without the investment of some effort. I don't mind putting in the hours, and I look forward to sharing the journey with you. This evening it's very quiet so far. Nothing's happening, and it's getting darker by the minute as the sun sinks. The tide hasn't turned yet either. Still running out quite hard here, so it's going from my right to my left. Really like it to slow up a bit and ideally turn, but I don't know if I'll be here long enough for that to happen. Pretty happy with how far I'm casting though. Definitely getting out into the deeper stuff. There's a bit of rock out there too, so I have to be careful I don't get snagged. I let the lure sink well down in the water column, then retrieve it at a steady medium pace with the odd pause. Then it's just a matter of racking up the casts and covering the water. That wind's not letting up either, although I've got a little bit of protection from it here. At least the water's warm. As it gets darker, it starts to feel a bit odd standing out here in the water. You start thinking about things like bull sharks and big stingrays. I might not stay out here in this depth too much longer. And it was nearly totally dark now. I don't do a lot of night fishing, and it's not my favourite thing, but I'll give it a few more minutes. What I might do though is move up this way a little bit and have a few more casts. I've covered this area pretty well. Not so much as a bump. But then again, I wasn't really expecting it. Ooh, baitfish just jumped out there. Like a gari actually. Oh, the subtlety's kicked in a bit harder. It's not a pleasant evening. Alright, I've got some bait fish flicking up here. Quite a bit of bait fish action. That's promising. Maybe I should hang in a bit longer. Oh yeah, there's something going on out here. I'll try one reasonably high up in the water. Oh, I just got thumped. Oh, that's interesting. Could have been a tailor or something, I guess, but it was a pretty good thump. Wow. Fairly high in the water, I reckon. After getting thumped like that, I'm definitely fishing with renewed enthusiasm and expectation. And sure enough, just a cast or two later, whack, I'm on. Well, it's happened. I can't believe it. Right at the rod tip. It's a big flatty. Oh, thought it was a dewy. Jeez, he whacked that. I was sure that was a dewy. How big is he? Oh. Oh, he's a good flatty. He's, I did a measurement on my rod before. Oh wow, he's about very close to 80 centimetres, that fish. And he's definitely a she. I'll slide him up here and give you a look. Oh, yeah. How about that? Fantastic. Haven't got a glove or anything. This is, I'm going to get munched here, but it's worth it. I don't want to hurt him. Or her. Right, there you go. You're off. Look at that. In the dark. 80 centimetre flathead. Oh. Wow. That's what was busting up on the bait in there. No, you got to go the other way, mate. Woo. There he goes. Well, I didn't get my dewy on this first try, but I got a nice flatty. I'll have a couple more casts. Ooh, that was fun. I didn't get any more action, which is hardly surprising after flashing all those lights around, but I'll definitely be back and I'll share the journey with you. And if you'd like to watch a couple of episodes where I actually did manage to score a mulloway or two, check these ones out. And until we catch up again, this is Starlo wishing you tight lines.